What's up, everybody? Everybody here in the place to be on this wonderful Wednesday. What's happening, normal peoples? How's everybody doing today? I am extremely tired, but I'm here because I said I would be, and we're gonna do some stuff today. But in the meantime, I am going to say, hey, what's happening with y'all? Give everybody a virtual high five, um, and then don't pop that up there real quick because I always do this in the beginning. Got to let y'all know who I am. Mr. Gooniac33.me is the website. I've got a whole bunch of stuff RC related. Majority of what I got that website started for is my afterburners. So I do afterburners. I do lots of different things with LEDs, and I'm knowledgeable about quite a few RC airplanes. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, or if you just want help with some stuff that I've done, get on my website and shoot me an inquiry or look at my email and send me an email, whatever. So check that out. If you have any other questions about stuff, take a look in the description. I've got ways to show you how to become a member of the channel. We got merchandise down there. Also show you the website address. So it you all of that. So if you are interested in anything, as they say, look in the description. But take a look down below and you'll see all that stuff. And let's get back to what we was doing here. So um, thanks to all of you that are here. I see the people showing up. We're up to the magic number 20. I've made it 15 now just to make it so not many people have to wait. But 20 is good. Thank y'all for being here. You could have been anywhere. You've chosen to be here, and I appreciate it. Um, but I see that people were chatting on here early, so let's get to some shout outs. So, Mr. Big Chris, what is up, Chris? How you doing? He is a member, and if you are interested in supporting the channel to become a member, whatever, take a look in the description. It shows you how to do that. Or there's a join button if you've got if you're on a desktop. There's a join button that's down there below the just below the video. You see it. But Big Chris is a member, and he's been a member for a while. What's up, Chris? Thanks for being here. Mr. Victor RC Jetsu is a member also, and he's got another meeting scheduled right now. How dare you, Victor? But he's here. But thanks for being here, Victor. Just say hi at least. Mr. Jack78, what is up with you? Another member. Mr. Pete Lane, what's up, Mr. Constantly Fishing? Wild Bill, what is up with you, my friend? Howdy, howdy. Um, let's see. Tim Houston's. Hello to you, Mr. Snow River, another member. What is up, Snow River? How you doing? Anthony Lashee, howdy, howdy, another member. So I guess Mr. Anthony was crashing into trees. It's been a while since I've done that. I have a video. I think I'll share that with you guys. A video from a long time ago of me flying into a tree, but I will find it. Who else? Jeff and Laura, Alabama. What is up, my friend? How are you? Hellcat632. What is up with you? I got a story about a charger that I'll get to later on, which is part of the reason why I'm still tired. But I'll get back to that later. Randy Huffins. What's up, Mr. Randy? Those of you who don't know, Mr. Randy Huffins was pretty instrumental in helping me get over 1,000 subscribers. So I'll always remember that and always thank him for that. But Randy, thanks for being here, buddy. Who else? Gary Gasser, what's up with you, man? How are you? Making model airplanes. What's up? Tony Jenkins, what is up with you? Thanks for being here. So I think that might be everybody. But thanks to everybody for. Andy Cho, I missed you, Andy. What's up, Andy? Glad I got to see you this weekend. Been way too long since I've flown, and I got to see you. Mr. EQ, I see you too. What's up, Mr. EQRC? JCB67, what's up? Lots of people popping in now, which is good. Strips and Pits. up there. So, yeah, so cool. Thank you for everybody that's here. And thanks to everybody that has decided to come stop by and say hey. Um, very much appreciate it. So, let's see. Let me get caught up on everything here. Um, if it did freeze, guys, sorry. Looks like I'm having some weird signal stuff here again, but I'll get that fixed. It's been a while, but I get the weekend. I haven't posted any of those videos yet, but I did flying. Guys, let me know if you are noticing any weirdness with the connection. But let me know. And yes, Andy, one of these days when you're not crazy busy, we'll have to figure out a way to get you to do some video for me. I'm gonna have my son help with the video. I hope you guys noticed that he changed up the intro a little bit. But my son did make that himself, and I do appreciate his help on that. He's going to be helping me with more videos too. And hopefully I'll be able to have Andy help me out with some stuff too. But so yeah, let's do the, oh, hey, Mr. Make and Model Airplanes. What is up with you, my friend? Thank you very much for the super chat. Very much appreciated. Yeah, guys, give him a couple emojis there to say thanks for that. That's pretty cool. I love it when people give super chats. They are not required, but very much appreciated when they do come through. So thank you very much. So let's get to the usuals. And while we're waiting for some questions to come in, I'll just explain what happened over the weekend. So Saturday, was finally able to get out and actually get some good flying in. The weather was near perfect all day. Towards the end of the day, it got really cold. But partway through the day, I ended up getting a phone call from my son, who had some mild work done on his car, just had his tires rotated, and then went on a little drive, and he went up to Highway 9. And when he went up to Highway 9, just as he was getting to his destination, he had a blowout. So I was thinking it was just by the way he described it, it sounded like it was just, his tire went flat. So I gave him the info we needed to get a little repair kit, had my wife go up there and give him the repair kit. They repaired it, went to fill it up, and nothing happened. So needless to say, it wasn't just a simple tire went flat and you need to air it up. No, there was an actual blowout. So, and this is a 2017 Dodge Charger RT. It is slightly modified. It has California. It's a California Concepts vehicle, so it's got some modifications done to it. It's been lowered slightly. Has 22-inch wheels, and I helped him upgrade the brakes. We put brakes on, cross-drilled, and slotted rotors all the way around from power stop. So it's not your average everyday straight line spinning donuts kind of car. It's actually a pretty good canyon carver for a big car. So anyway, I was flying, so I talked him through a lot of that. So then he said, okay, forget it. We're just going to call a tow truck. Well, that didn't work. Nobody would come up, so because it was up in the hills. So then after I was done flying, I packed up my car, went up there, and looks like it was actually a blister that had blown up. So the sidewall was, needless to say, we weren't able to do anything about it because the Dodge Chargers of that year did not have a spare. So it was just a little pump and a little fix-a-flat kit, which is really stupid. So Called tow trucks all night. None of them would come. None would come. I know how to drive a tow truck. I have a tow truck as a government vehicle, but there's no way I could have done anything with mine. Needless to say, we spent the night because we weren't going to leave that car there and have somebody come through and clean it out and pick it all the parts off and leave a frame there. So next morning we get some through to somebody and they say, "Oh yeah, we'll we'll come up there. It's just going to cost a little more than what your insurance would normally charge you." Long story short, they didn't come up, so ended up going into dad mode. That's what you want to call it. Figured out how to do all of that stuff and figured out what was needed. Um, Found a tire shop that was open, got a new wheel and a tire for an older chart for a Charger RT, but it was the smaller 20-inch size. Bought that, got the tools I needed, went up there, changed it out, and got his ass home. So, but we basically stayed up all night. So it was a long, long weekend. And when you miss sleep, it takes a couple days to get caught up, and I'm still not caught up. Worked a little too hard today. So EQ looks like he said it's been too it had been too windy here. Um, Most of this flying season's been crazy windy or raining. So yeah. So I understand, and looks like Anthony had to deal with it too. But as long as the wind is blowing down the runway, it's usually not that big of a deal. But if it's cross, it really makes it hard. And if it's 20 miles an hour or higher, we're used to about 20 miles an hour here, but anything over that, and it's just not fun. So thankfully, this weekend when I flew, the winds never got over about 9 miles an hour, and was able to get some decent flying. And I'll have to post that video a little later. My son's going to help me chop stuff up so it won't just be you guys seeing the sky flying around. Mr. The Fred Barron, what is happening, my friend? Welcome and thanks for coming by as always. So yeah, so if you guys got any questions, go ahead and drop them in there, because if we don't get a whole lot, then I am going to just head straight into the unboxing stuff, because I got a whole bunch of stuff, and I only one thing did I open the box, but I didn't actually open any packaging because I didn't know what the box was. So but everything's going to be basically opened for the first time today here on screen, and then I'll explain what it is and why it is that I got it, and we'll go from there. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. I just sent the link to myself. I'll be able to other phone for the Big Chris. Took me forever, but I actually got your stuff in the mail. So it's stuff is on the way to you. Those burners that you guys ordered a while ago. I know you haven't had much flying weather, but now from what your dad was saying, looks like the weather's getting better. So Wreck and Roy, what's up? How you doing, buddy? So yes, Big Chris, your stuff is finally on the way. So sorry it took so long. Done. Mike Ford, I know I saw you up there earlier. Hello to you. We've finally made it through all the different revisions, and I think I found something that I like. So you should be seeing something pretty soon here. But I've got lots of stuff that I'm. Big Chris, it's already sent. I know it's no rush, but it's already sent. Michael Bear, what's up? You finally able to get on here. Thanks for being here. And I have no idea how things ended up getting you blocked and all that other stuff. That was weird. I must have bumped something when I was getting tired. Didn't realize it, but thank you for being here. I saw another Dassault Falcon. Almost basically 3 times a week I see one. And every time I do, I'm like, oh, hey, that's what Michael Bear has been flying in. But anyway, Keith Christie, what is happening? Thanks for being here. So, Tim Justin's Blew the Pits V2 with the 1510 popping. What a difference. Way better. So what does that come with the stock? Is it a 15.8 or what is it? Because 1510, that's quite a bit of bite. So either that thing's gonna go fast or it's gonna give it thrust. I mean, what does it do? Because anything over, anytime you get to the tens, that's a pretty good amount of pitch. What's up, Shadow? I hope you heard the story about my son's car. He still hasn't. Oh, by the way, the one part. So we have a spare still on there. He has tires on order, and they're supposed to be installed on this next week. So we will get some new stuff on there. But what? Thanks for being here, Shadow. Oh wow! So he's got the hopped up motor in there. So 550 kV and 1510. Sheesh, that's a lot of. That's gonna move quite a bit. What's up, Mr. Slap Nuts? How you doing, Spencer? So up there in the Pacific Northwest, what's going on with the weather now? Are you guys still dealing with? Because I know that we end up kind of getting what you guys are getting as far as wind goes. But Shadow, they don't have to be. Put it this way, we were able to find good 22-inch tires, 265 35 22s for $120 a piece. They're not shitty tires, they're good tires. The 50,000 mile warranty. So if you want the hookup, just let me know. It snowed 2 times this week and was sunny today. Yeah, it had been crazy. Oh, I have earplugs in my pocket. It had been crazy rainy for like 3 weeks almost. And then we had crazy wind. So I think we were getting a lot of what you guys are getting, just slightly different. But it looks like Mr. Slapnuts is going to get some time to fly. Glad to hear it. So yeah, it is. And if anybody's interested in where you can get that, let me know. Believe it or not, eBay is actually, if you know what you're getting, there are places on eBay where you can get good deals. Yeah, can be done. And speaking of which, I got the stuff that I've got today is going to be from eBay. Some of the stuff I got today is going to be from eBay. I have to give a shout out to Jeff's Custom RC because I reached out to him and he gave me the link and the update on who needed to be contacted and how it needed to be ordered. And I ordered them. They were here in a couple days. They sent them through UPS. That worked out pretty good. Like Mr. Kenny has showed up. What's up, Kenny? Yeah, with eBay, as long as you get from a respected buyer and someone that you are familiar with, you'll be good. I get stuff from places with only good feedback. Basically, God, it's crazy. I just remembered that. My very first eBay purchase was not for me, it was for a friend of mine. But my very first eBay purchase was a 1990, 1991 or 90, no, it was 1992 Acura NSX that I found for a friend, and I purchased it, and he drove down to LA and bought it. So, um, yeah. But yeah, no, eBay's been good. I've done a lot of selling on eBay and a lot of buying on eBay. So yeah, it's definitely. And yes, no, that's what I've got. I don't know if I got I don't know what batteries I ordered from HRB, but you're gonna see tonight, and then I'll explain what it is that I'm doing and why. Why? But cool. So if y'all don't have any questions, then I'm going to switch this off for a second and get to my new unbox cam, which is just my phone. But it takes a couple of seconds to set that stuff up. So I will get over to that right now, since I don't see a whole lot of questions, which is fine. Normally there are questions, but today there ain't. And that's just the way it is, and that's just fine. So we're going to shut this camera down, and I am going to other camera setup, and I will be right back. Oh, and the Fred Barron, cue that porno music. Okay, so let me know if you guys can hear me. I've got to get my tablet set up so that I can monitor the chat, but I've got several boxes to unload today, which is going to be good for you guys. That means you're going to get to see some stuff. But again, I've got to give a big shout out to Jeff's Custom RC because he gave me some info for ordering some batteries. I know there's lots of different ways people are going with batteries and such, and you know, sorry for bumping that, from Liperior and other places, but not Liperior, but RC battery, whatever you call it. Lots of different places to get batteries. Everybody's going crazy over SMC. Eventually, I will try those out, but I haven't gotten those yet. But what I have here today is some stuff that I got from HRB. This is from the eBay site on HRB. Jeff's Custom is the one who got me in touch with these people because he's always talking about them on his site. So I was able to go through and order some of the stuff that I needed. I have a 7S setup that I'm going to be doing on my a couple different planes. I'm actually going to start working with my Viper again too. I flew my Viper a lot over the last couple of years, the 90mm Viper jet, and I wanted to start fiddling with it now with power systems because it's got FMS hardware in there. So I wanted to upgrade that. So here, this is a series connection that I bought from HRB from their page. So let's take a look at their work and see how it's been done here. You can see my thumb's healing. It's getting better and better. I can actually almost have a nail now. But solders actually look okay. Normally I make these things myself, but I like they had it on their site. So I'm like, you know what? Let me try from these guys. So look inside there. They've got the good style connectors for the battery, and then this is, I think this is not 10 gauge wire. This is like 12 gauge wire. Just not that big of a deal, especially when they've done good solders like they have here. So this looks pretty good. So that's the main connection here, and then this is the series connection. This is what connects those two batteries. So I got one of those. I think I might have gotten two, because I have a couple planes that are going to be using series connections. The ones that I actually made, I have two of those, and I'm using those in other planes. So this is another one. I don't know if it's it that way. Let's check out the solders. Solders are the most important. The solders look reasonably good. So I'll check on that first. Let's see on this. Yeah, they're good. I'll check on that first flight and see how they're holding up. And then if worse comes to worse, I'm actually going to make some of my own. Because I got some. Let me show you this is from the HRB store too. It came in a separate package. But what I normally do is I'll make my own. So I order the hardware. This is for the battery side, and then this is for the ESC/motor side. I usually don't like using this style. I prefer to use that style, which is like more of like a castle, I guess they call it. This kind you have to pay close attention to and stretch out the pins in there to make sure that you get the tension that you're supposed to have so that you don't get a hot spot. But I ordered some of these too, mainly for the batteries. And so this looks pretty good for the batteries. Just so that I can make my own connections. I got quite a few of those. So I can I haven't had to solder batteries for a while, but I was going to order some that required it. So it's just that stuff that I need for that. I think that's what all of these are. So I've opened a couple. I don't need to open them all. But that's so that I have stuff for new batteries. And speaking of batteries, let's see what is in here. So, keep this open. Let me check the chat while I'm doing this stuff real quick. Oh, and then also I want to give Mr. The Fred Barrett a huge shout out, because as always he's dropped a PayPal contribution, which is always super appreciated. But thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, EQ. I did notice that. You know, when people fly on grass, I don't think they realize how hard it is on those planes. If you guys want to see how hard it is on planes, take a look at my my F5. My F5 has been beat to hell because it's been flown off grass most of its life. So, or at least the first part of it, and it just destroyed the plane. It is super hard on planes, flying off of dirt and off of grass. It's really hard, and especially if you don't know how to do it. So if you've got the wrong length grass, or you're not very good at landing on grass, you are going to hurt your plane. And that's basically what this poor guy did. And he's getting mad at freewing like it's their fault, when in actuality it seems like it's just user error. So, you know, you can't go around complaining about how bad a plane holds together when you're abusing it. So, you know, whatever. So, yeah, so EQ, I did see that. But I don't know. People are weird. So, these are some batteries. As I was saying, I've got some new setups I've been trying. I had a 7S. Well, it's actually an FMS 6S setup. But my buddy Garfield Houston, he's proven that they can be run on an extra cell up. In some cases, even 2 cells above what they recommend. And you can get good results. From what I've seen, 1 cell above is actually the happy medium. So it will give you really good results just by going up 1 cell. And that's basically what I've done with the XT90. These are HRBs. They have XT90s, which I don't like. So I'm going to be changing those to these. Sometimes when you get the good deals on the batteries, it's because they have the configuration that is not what I want. But if the price is really good, I'm going to go for it anyway. And then I'll just change stuff as I need to. These are 6,000. I can't remember if these are the 4S or the 3S. But what I'm going to be doing is a 7S setup on my F15 and on my F22. The 7S setup I've already been trying, but I had these Yowu packs that have just turned out to be crap. So I'm only able to use 2 of the Yowus instead of 4 like I ordered. So I have 1 4S and 1 3S of the Yowus that will work. But the other 2, they had a cell right in the center that just went to crap. So, so much for that. So this was a set of 2 batteries that showed up in the box. They are the 6000 50C. So basically 3S 50C 6000. And I've got, this is the 3S side. There's one right here. That over there. One thing about HRB is usually they smell pretty strong when you get them. These don't smell that bad. But the smell is not a bad pack. It's just the way that they smell. So this one is the other 3S. And they come in packs of 2. And this is a really good deal. Way cheaper than what they have. Actually, this one they didn't even have on Amazon. Normally I order these from Amazon. And if I order early enough, I'll get them the same day. But they didn't have it in this size. They had 5000s in 3S and 4S, but there were no 6000 in 3S and 4S, and I wanted 6000. I wanted that little extra. So I went onto their eBay site, and they had it. And as you can see, these are Yuwu. The ones that I got are Yowu, and I don't like the Yowu. They have not been good. So I'll be changing those connectors with the ones that I got. Did they short me on batteries? They may have shorted me on batteries. I may still have some stuff coming. I don't know. But let's open. I'm going. These feel lighter, so let's see what these are. We're just getting started on the unboxing too. I still got many, many more. Oh, okay, so these are the 4S. So wait a minute. I've only got 3 boxes. There should be another box. What the hell? So get these open, see how they are. Oh no, they're one. Okay, so just one at a time. Okay, so these are. I got two, one of each. I got basically 2 sets, so that makes sense. Wow, I got paper cut. So these are now. See, these came. Oh, see, these came with T-Rex, but I got to change those too. So these are the 6000. Why did they put it that way? So these are 4S 50C 6000. So I put that with this, as you can see, same dimensions, but that makes 4 and 3, which is 7, and I'll be able to fit that in the F-22 and in my F-15. These should fit better in my F-15 because they're more like the 6S packs that went in there anyway. Just a little bit beefier, but as you can see, the connections aren't what like I said, they're not what I wanted, but that's why I got these so that I can have them. So there's one set, and this is another recommendation too. Whenever you're going to run things in series, you want things to be the same age and then also the same C rating and capacity. So that's why I went this way, because everything's the same. And then I'm going to run these, I'm going to number these 1, 1, 1, and 2, 2, so that I'll be able to always pair these together, and they will only be used in series. They won't be used any other way. So there's one set. Let's get this other one open. See if I can keep up with chat. Yes, the China Hobby Line packs. Those are my go-tos. I have those above everything, and they have been super reliable. And especially when you get the G Plus series. Black series have been good too, but the G Plus series have been really good, especially the 30C have been really good from G Plus. But I keep hearing a lot about SMC. I don't like SMC's prices, and I know you get what you pay for. And from what I'm seeing, their stuff has been pretty good. So it's just a matter of me needing batteries and trying something out of theirs, because I know that they've got good stuff. Everybody's saying, gotta try SMC, gotta try SMC. So what I'm able to do with what I have will just be even better if I decide to get some SMC packs. Sorry for bumping the can. But I like making things fly really well with, basic. If you're able to see a plane fly incredible with a 30C pack, that to me, that's more practical than what it is to see something like that fly with a crazy high C pack. Yes, I can fly a high CPAC and get even better performance, but just think about how good it is if I can have a 30 CPAC or 40 CPAC get really good performance. So this is the other battery that I'm pairing together. That's for my 7S. For my F22, the 7S sits like that. For the F15, it's going to sit more like that maybe. But we're going to have to change these out first and get that other stuff going. So there is one box down. Put these back in here. I have to get these things, batteries, connectors changed, and then get them cycled, and then ready to go. So that's one box. Let's turn the camera off here for a second. And let me get the other stuff. That picture up there is from this weekend with my new Eurofighter. Video from this weekend will be coming up soon once my son's able to help me with getting that stuff done. It's cool having techie kids because my oldest son built the computer that I use for my live streams, and my youngest is now able to do video editing and other stuff too. So I'm able to get help in all different kinds of ways. So that's cool. But, all right, so got that stuff out of the way. Now we're going to get on to the next one, which is something that I actually had one of these a while ago, but I ended up raffling it off because I needed prizes to have for a raffle. And so I raffled it off. And I regretted it ever since because that was one of my favorite planes. I could hand launch it, or I could take off from a regular runway. It was a blast of a plane. So I've been waiting for it to come back in stock. It hasn't been in stock, but I happened to look at Fair RC, and it said it was in stock. And not only was it in stock, but it was on sale. So when I originally bought this plane, it was $199.99. That was many years ago, probably back in 2015, 16, maybe 2016, I don't know. But whenever this came out, the plane is a blast. It is so much fun to fly. And it's small, compact, but it's still fast. So it's a, oh crap, what was that? Knock my water bottle over? So let's get this thing open. The thing that's changed, they add a reflex to it now. I'm not going to use a reflex, but it's cool to see that they have that added detail now. So if people want something like that, it's going to be there, and they can utilize the features that it's got. So let's get this thing out. Flip it over, cut open the back side, so it will just fall out. But yeah, so I've been wanting this thing again, and I haven't been able to order it just because it's never been back in stock. So it is back now. And check out Fair RC because they have them on sale. And with the reflex, the prices have gone up. So instead of it being $199 like it used to be in the past, the price went up to $259. Justifiably so. I mean, it'd be great if it was a little bit less, but it's still a fair price. $250 for a plane that's pretty much ready to go, and it has a gyro, similar to Safe, but a little bit less, but a little bit different. So that's the top, that's the bottom. But I'm not going to use it. I'm taking it out. I will be using, I think, a Lemon RX in this one, because that's what I had in the last one. I didn't have the gyro set up, but I will use it on this one because the Lemon RX work incredible in the FMS birds. So we're going to do that. This was shipped to me from Fair RC, and it was shipped pretty quickly. I got it in basically 4 days from the date that I ordered it and from the day that it showed up on my front door. The other planes showed up too, but I ordered them from a different place. But they showed up on the same day from the same company, shipping company. So, all right, so got the tape cut. Now this thing is cool because it is a scale plane, but it's actually a really fast plane too. Because most planes in this in this category are an 1100 or 1200 millimeter. This one is 980, but it has the same motor specs that the 1100s do. So believe it or not, this little plane scoots. It is fast. So it runs on, there's all the actual history behind it, because this was an actual plane. There were two of them, a red one and a yellow one. But here's the specs. So it's 980 millimeters, 36 inch, 912 millimeters long. Flying weight's 1360 grams. These motors are incredible too, guys. They're the 3648 770 kV motors. What a lot of people have done with this is, since this ESC can handle it, they will just up the cell count to 5 and then change the prop to a 10 by 10. And this thing turns into a total rocket ship. I mean, just absolutely crazy. But look at the ESC. It's an 80 amp ERC. That's way above what this plane pulls. And even with that 1010 on 5S, it's still not going to pull 80 amps. So there's lots of different ways to set this thing up. I'm just going to fly it with the stock 4-blade on a high C 3200 most likely. But thing's a blast. And when I hand launch it, it just literally just flies right out of your hand. Super easy, super easy. I'm not going to put it together today. I know if it was Nate, he'd probably put it together here on the live stream. But I ain't gonna do that. I am gonna hook up with Nate one of these days and fly this next plane that I'm getting, that I'm gonna be unboxing with him. So this is all the internals here. Comes with, I think it might even come with an extra prop. I don't know, but start there and work your way down. So over here you've got the spinner. This is for your reflex and other hardware in there. This is the propeller. This thing is super easy to put together. Just a couple screws and it's together. But there is some gluing involved and some other stuff. It's very well built, very strong. The only thing I dislike is the front nose gear is a weird kind of funky wheel. But let me see if I can open this thing up fairly easily so I can put it back together. Because I'm not going to build it today. But I am going to put all of my... I have 2 racers now. So I've got this racer and I have the Miss America. So we will have 2 racers to show off at the field. But here's the prop. Very cool props from FMS. They make the 10 by, I forget what they are, but they're very well balanced out of the box. Very little work required for them to get it to be right. Most of them I just put on and they actually sound perfect to begin with. So a lot of dihedral in this wing. So this plane is actually really stable. And it makes this really cool whistle sound when you fly it. So I'm going to work the control surfaces here. You always want to do that before you actually put the plane together and fly it. But flaps on this thing are ultra effective. A little bit of a damage here. That's going to be under, so you won't be able to see it. But there's the instructions right there. There's the instructions. They're never right on the throws, but the only thing I dislike about this one is that nose wheel. But it's not that big of a deal. You can change that. Let's get some Hobby King hardware, and you can change it all. Put that there. So yeah, this box is really simple. So in here you've got the elevator halves, and they have a little slot here so that you put them together and they stay together. Everything else is ball joint, which is really good. Make sure that you have positive slot-free connections. The servos are really good in here. It's just a really well-built, well put together little plane. It is little, but it is really high performance for what it is. I used to fly mine on 20 and 30C packs, and it was still over 110 miles an hour. So if you get some, and see there's the nose wheel. It's a little hokey the way they do this nose wheel, but it still works. I'm going to see if I can change that, but I don't have to. It'll still work as it is. There's the, I might try to do some Gooniac stack things with this, or I might just put some regular LEDs all around. There is the motor. These are beefy motors. It's 770 kV. So when you run them on 4S, they're still really under. They're not loaded at all, really. So I'm gonna put all this stuff back in here because I'm not gonna do much more other than open it up and show y'all what's in there. So put that back. But that is the first airplane that I have to show you guys. And it has, like I said, I've had one before. Loved it so much till I'm getting another one because I didn't get to keep mine as long as I wanted, especially now that I have an actual runway to fly from. Having a plane like this is perfect for the runway I've got at Livermore, and possibly even at LFE, which is where I normally fly. So we'll be seeing more of this thing because I missed it and glad to have it back. We can enjoy ourselves with this little bugger right here. So I'll get that done. I think we get it done for this weekend. We'll see. It just depends on how much time I have because I never have enough time to do anything. And they just threw on another set of generators that I've got to get fueled for the next few days while they're working on something. So I may not even get out to fly this weekend. We'll have to see. So anyway, there is one plane unboxed. Now I've got one more, and this is something that most people probably wouldn't expect from me. But if you look at the picture from the live stream, you'll understand. I already know what it is I'm going to pull out of this thing. But, once I get this open, I'll explain a little bit more. But when I was my junior year of high school, we ended up moving to Central Valley of California. And I remember when we'd go camping, the few times that we did, we would always be around agriculture. And after we moved to Central Valley in 92 it was? Yeah, 92 or 93. Got to see it firsthand. So this is the air tractor from E-Flight. I need to get this thing opened. So to go back to those days, I figured, what the hell, let's get a plane. It's taking me back to when I was younger. When I was younger, I actually wanted to be a crop duster pilot at one point, just because it looked like a lot of fun. Granted, it was really dangerous, and not only dangerous, but a lot of those things that they used back in the days, the pesticides and such, could kill you. Still can, but um, it was one of those things where I liked watching them, but never did actually get around to doing it. Now, the guy that taught me got me good at flying, was a pilot. He used to fly to school. He was actually a teacher, and he used to fly to school with his little small little, what do they call it, Grumman Tiger, and and where he'd fly in was a crop dusting airport. So he'd fly his plane in, and the school was right down the street, and he'd just go to the school. It was actually cheaper for him to fly in to work instead of driving. Number one, it was faster, but number two, it was way cheaper in fuel. So he would do that. But there were always these guys parked there. Now, but when I got there, these had just come out. So the Ag Cats and these planes didn't have turboprops yet. They still had the 6-cylinder and the big 8-cylinder flat 8 and flat 6. So they were the flat 8s. Those things were hot rods, man. They were super loud, made a really distinctive noise, tons of power. But they were cool to watch. And then later on down the road, probably about 2 years after we got there, it's probably around like 93, 94, I started seeing the turboprop versions like this. And they were super quiet, but super powerful. And I used to see those mainly in Patterson, which is where Crow's Landing is. Near where Crow's Landing is. Later on down the road, that's when I started seeing those guys. But the ones that I remember seeing the most were the Ag Cats with the radials, and then these guys with the 6 and 8s, mainly the 8s, because the guys with the 8 cylinders were the ones that would go fly over the orchards and either fertilize or pesticides, or who knows what they were doing. But so I got to give a shout out to the RC Plane Reviewer, Bobby, and RC Plane Reviewer channel, which is Bobby and Jeff, because they're the ones who got me in touch with Raleigh Hobby Shop. That's who I ordered this from. And if you guys haven't checked them out, you need to, because I was able to get this thing shipped to me in a matter of days, and no tax, although there was a drop ship fee of $15.99, which came out like less than half of what it would have been if I were to have ordered through anyone else. So if you haven't looked up Raleigh Hobby Shop, check them out. Definitely worth taking a peek. I'm not really going to pull this thing apart, but I did want to show you guys what I got. So let's take a quick look at the content. So we've got the prop here, let's see, landing gear here, the hardware with the landing gear, with the tail wheel, and some other stuff. This is probably for the tail wheel. There's the wing. Looks like the wing has lights. There's all this extra stuff. It's just really, so let's see, there's lots of scale detail on this thing. Looks like it's pretty good. I see a little bit of extra glue. But yeah, this looks cool. And this is the bind and fly. So I'm going to have the receiver already in there. I don't think I'm gonna pull this apart too much, just because I want to be able to put it back in there. But so yeah, I'm doing something different. I plan to Gooniac stack this thing with stacks on the turboprop end, the turboprop exhaust, and then if there's any extra lights or any extra things I can add, I plan on doing that too. So flip this over, leave that on. So yeah, I'm not gonna go too crazy on this. Just wanted to show you guys what I got. Since everybody's so used to me getting EDF this and EDF that, which I still have a whole bunch of, just wanted to do something different for once. So there's more of the parts there from the underside, the elevator halves with the struts, the other wing tablets, not tablets, decals, the fuse, and the instructions. So the cool thing about this plane is the way that they have the quick connectors on the wing here. So there's no wires or anything to worry about. Just connect it up and you're good to go. So if I can get this thing together, and then I'll try to get it out there. Not going to try. I'm actually going to do it. I'm going to get out there with Nate and have him help me unlock that receiver. And then maybe we'll do a show out there at his place with us flying like idiots. The person that's going to mainly fly like an idiot will be him, because he always puts on a show for everybody with his flying. Kid's pretty damn good at what he does. It's just I tend to fly a little bit more conservative. I like to go fast, but I don't like going crazy risky, and it's just because I haven't always been able to get lots of planes. So I tend to be a little more conservative with how I do things. You know, and kids are always crazy anyway. But all I was going to do was unbox, wasn't going to pull everything out. So there's what I've got going. You guys got to see some pretty good details on the other stuff. But I'm not going to go crazy on this just because I don't want to keep everybody too long. I also want to be able to put this stuff back together and put away, so that when it is time to put it together, sorry for kicking it, I'll be able to do it pretty quickly. Let's put that back. But yeah, so anyway, that's some of the new stuff we got going. I still have more planes to show off, but I'm going to be doing lots more Gooniac stack stuff here, because those are the ones that have been neglected. And from what I can tell, it seems like more people fly prop planes than fly EDFs. So I want to make sure to let those guys know I fly regular prop planes too. And yes, I do see you, and I'm not going to ignore you guys. So let me check out the chat here and see what you guys have been talking about, since I've been yammering like crazy. And yes, Snow River, I knew quite a few of those farmers out there. I went to school with people that were almond farmers, and walnuts, tomatoes, orange. Yeah, so the guys in the Central Valley, California, a lot of the stuff that grows there is shipped around the world. So yeah, pretty cool. But I'm gonna try to catch up on the chat. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put all this stuff away, and then we will get back to chatting, and then we'll call it a day. I think we've had, how long has it been? It's been a little over an hour, so it's perfect. I don't want to go much more than an hour, unless we're really in depth on something. So let me shut this thing down for now, and I'll get back to you guys on the other one. And we're back. So thanks to y'all for being here and enduring through all the little unbox weirdness I had going there. I need to try to catch up on the chat. There was lots of people talking here. So I'm gonna have to try to go back and see if I can catch up on some of this. But so all of you for being here for that. Wow, lots of chatting. Sheesh, you guys. When I came back to this thing, it said there was over 250 chats. So you guys are really going on here. So if you guys have any questions, let me see. So I think I was talking about the batteries here. Yeah, so Shadows had good luck with the China hobby line. I have had very good luck with them ever since they first came out. You know, back in the 2011, 2012 is when they first started coming out. Maybe a little sooner, later than earlier than that. But I've had really good luck with them. I have had good luck with Roaring Top, and I do have some that are 5, 6 years old, and they're doing great. Or maybe not quite that old. Yeah, no, seriously, 6 years. Yeah, I have some that have lasted a long time. They've been good. Expensive, so I bought mine on sale. Victor actually helped with that. And then yes, Shadow, the whole reason why I do that is to make sure that they're aged the same, which makes internal resistance be about the same. So yeah. Hellcat, check out the HRP 6000s. There are a couple other brands. The SMCs would be really good for helis. But the China hobby line, they have some really good. They really have some really good heli packs because they've got up to 100C packs, and it's a true 100C. So check those out. So it looks like EQ got some admirals for his new Mosquito. Angelo, wake up, man. You're probably just as tired as I am. But it is the hump day. Yeah, and that's the thing about China Hobby Line. They have sales all the time. Believe it or not, my favorite pack from them is a 30C 4000 because I'm able to get those from China Hobby Line for like under $30. And they're extremely powerful because they're the G Plus series. And the G Plus, they are actual true C. So you're able to get what they, basically what they are. 30C 4000s, and they are incredible. Like I flew a brand new one this weekend in my F-18. The F-18 flew like it had a 60 or 70C in there. It was great. So yeah, I haven't seen Mickey V at all. He's probably, I think he's doing other stuff. Maybe he's in school or doing something else. But I haven't seen him. I'm still trying to catch up on the stuff here. So Angelo, I don't know if you missed it, but I unboxed some of the new hardware I got, which was batteries and connectors from HRB for my 7S setups, and then we had the FMS P39, and then the E-Flight air tractor. So yeah, EQ, it kind of sucked that they canceled that because that was a cool plane. Yeah, and I do love the yellow. So this one I'm going to try to remember to actually put a real coat, real clear, shiny clear coat on it, because that's the way the real one was. Yes, Snow River, the P-39 got most of its action with the Russian Air Force back in the days. They loved it. The Americans didn't like it because it was underpowered for anything above 10,000 feet. It would, because you need a supercharger or turbocharger for that. It wasn't until they got the P-63 that they were able to get the higher power of it by then. Other stuff had already been used, and I think that I don't know if the P-63 ever got any use, but the P-39s were used by the Russians mainly in World War II. So yeah, Reckham, that little P-40 is a 980, and it's fast too. They're pretty quick, very quick planes. Lots of fun. If you ever want to make them fast, there's two ways to do it, and I actually have the motor here to do it. There is if you just want to use what's there, the ESC is an 80 amp, so it can handle a lot, and the 80 amp burst current is over 100. So what a lot of people would do is they change that stock propeller and put on a 1010 and bump it up to 5S, and that thing would scream, totally scream. Or they do like I did and take out the stock motor and put in an 1100 kV of about the same dimensions and put a 10 by 10 and run it on 4S, and that would be almost as fast as, basically just as fast, if not faster, than being on 5S with the 1010. So lots of things you can do with those little birds, and that's why I like them. Yeah, Hellcat. I actually saw Bob Hoover fly the original Rockwell 351 with the Allison at Moffett Field back in the days. So cool plane. Cool. So I think I'm caught up with pretty much what everybody's saying. Shadow, have a good night. Thanks for being here. And yeah, these things are cool. The one that I'm looking forward to is the air tractor, just for something cool and relax. I was telling Nate we need to do some super dingus formation with it. How that works. But yeah, if you ever read up on that plane, the P-39 was pretty funky the way that they made things work. They had that motor in the back so that there could be a shaft, and then you can put a gun that goes down the middle of that shaft. It was a big cannon. That's what the Russians loved about it. So, and thank you, making model planes. It should be fun. That's funny that you say that, because I did the exact same thing. I didn't use a 4141. I went a little crazier with mine. I think mine was can't remember the KV. The KV was a little bit less, but it was still high. And I had a 52565, and it was crazy fast. And I'd fly it on a 4S 1000 or 1300, and it was fast. I've got to find that video and share it with you guys. I had a friend named Jason posted it. The first 4S batteries I had were 20C 1000s, and then I jumped up to 40C 1000s, and then 70, and that thing was freaking rocket ship, crazy fast. I love those things, and I had quite a few of those little backpack jets, as Pete from bananahobby.com would call it. That is pretty cool. Let's see what else. That's a whole lot of planes, Reckham. I don't have quite that many, but I have a lot. Also, this freaking Flyfans JAS-39 is like my freaking nemesis right now, I swear. I could not for the life of me get that thing working. So I had everything done right this time. Everything was set up. I go out there to fly. As I'm taxiing, the thing just goes nose up and sits there. I'm like, what the hell? That can't be right. So come to find out, it was way tail heavy. Um, couldn't even taxi it without it just going dunk up on its nose. So I got some wheel weights. I'm going to add to it. That was one of the good thing about my son's car breaking down, that I was able to remember to get some wheel weights that I can use for weight in the nose, because the plane is super light, crazy super light. So I could probably add about 2 ounces to the nose and it wouldn't hurt it at all. But yeah, I didn't get that thing flown. I've taken that thing to the field 6 times and have not flown it yet, so it's just been a passenger. Ugh, makes me mad. 2010, I got the F-18 and the L-39 on my first ones, and I just went crazy. I started buying every one that came out. Anyway, started buying every one of them that came out. I still just have a couple to this day. But anyway, guys, I see there's still a whole bunch of chatting going on. Oh, Big Chris had an A-26 fly over work yesterday. That is cool. That's a rare plane. Used to see those a lot. I had a rare plane fly over today. I had a Cessna 195 fly over. Pretty dang cool. I heard the sound. I'm like, wait a minute, that sounds like a radial. Looked over, it was real shiny, and it flew right over. And then before that, I had a Pave Hawk fly over at work. Let's see what else is going on here. But I think we're pretty much caught up with the chat. I do appreciate all y'all being here as always. And yes, Angelo, they are good. Most of my batteries, if you look at my box, most of my batteries are from those guys. Almost all of them. Oh, you did. I had my. Let me look at my phone. I was using my phone for a camera, so I had it on Do Not Disturb. I have it on Do Not Disturb. I don't see anything. So if somebody sent something and I didn't see it, I apologize. But it's just because of the way my phone's set up for being on the cam duty. Okay, I think I saw everything. But thank you. Thank you, Mr. Randy Huffins. Much appreciated. You know, the crazy thing is I prefer the sound of a radial over a jet engine. Even if it's an afterburning engine, I still prefer the sound of a radial, especially the ones that are multiple rows. Yeah. The 4 rows, the 3 rows and 4 rows, 2, 3, 4 rows. Oh man, those sound amazing. Amazing. Love it, love it, love it. So, I think that's about it, guys. But thanks to everybody for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I will be shutting this down, but I will leave the chat up for a few minutes and then shut everything down. But let me know what you guys think of the intro and the outro. My son did it. He just made some mild changes, but I'm going to be using those for my videos and such. So I'm going to get on out of here, but thanks to everybody for being here. Appreciate you guys being here chatting, because the chat was going crazy, which I think is really cool. But thanks to everybody for being here for that, and we will see you on the next one. Hopefully the next, I want to see you guys be able to get out at the field and fly some more. But with the weather getting better and the days getting longer, maybe we will. So keep in touch and be sure to like, subscribe, and all those things, and hit the bell to make it so that you see everything. There will be lots more videos getting uploaded. I'm going to do mainly shorts because my son's going to help me edit stuff up. And then I'll do some of the other MAYHEM videos. Just so you can kind of see what it is that I do when I'm flying. I know it's hard to see, but at least you get an idea of how it is when I'm out there. So have a good night, everybody. Thank you for being here, and till next time.